Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show where a man completely immersed in anime culture torments his co-host, who is only allowed to watch the shows featured here. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/animeoutofcontext. Alongside over 100 hours of exclusive bonus material, all episodes uploaded to Patreon are completely ad-free, even to non-patrons. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
New year, new me, baby. Let's do this. 2025. This is gonna be the year where I only watch good shit.
I'm Sean Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Ooh. Was I can't help but notice in our talk about New Year's resolutions and changes to the podcast that wasn't one of your talking points.
I'm manifesting, Sean.
You're manifesting. I see. Well, in theory, Rem, you're manifesting correctly today because it's a brand new year. Gotta watch a brand new anime, and it's a very heavily requested anime. So I figured, hey, you know what? In fact, it's the most requested anime of the previous season, not counting the very big one that I'm saving for a special occasion.
It's good when there are caveats. All right. I hope you know, Sean. This is how we're bringing in the new year. This will set the tone for every other episode that we have going on this year. This will be the benchmark. This is what people will expect moving forward for good or for ill.
For good or for ill. I see. So this would be the wrong time to tell you that we're watching a harem anime or like a super incestual show. Like this would be the wrong time to do that kind of thing.
I'd like to announce my resignation from the podcast. New year, new me, and the new me has decided the new me is fucking out of here.
No, Rem. I'm actually starting with a pretty popular show, a very popular manga as well.
Okay, but popularity only goes so far. These are reaps we're talking about.
It is true. And one might say that one aspect of this anime isn't something that you're the biggest fan of.
Fucking hell, all right.
But it from my perspective, it's also very much the secondary thing, whereas the main thing, of course, Rem, it's a new year, 2025. That sounds like a sexy number. So we need just a little bit of romance in our lives, Rem.
Okay, all right, sure.
And with that romance, you know what else we need? We need something that gets the blood pumping.
Are you going to show me another horny workout show?
No. I've run out of those, funnily enough. I only had the two, and I'm fresh out.
I see.
One was good, one was absolutely not. So, fresh out. And I don't think doing a revisit of those would really cut the mustard for a brand new year episode.
Yeah, not really saying new year, new us with a revisit that nobody wants, including me.
Yeah, hey, I'm included in that too, my guy. Don't get me wrong. Onegai Muscle is still a bop, and I occasionally get stuck in my head, but we're not gonna do a full ass episode on it again.
Sure.
But no, so Remington, the thing that's gonna get the blood pumping is I know how much you love this. Rem, ever since you were young, your favorite thing to do was go outside, whip up a racket, and play some good old-fashioned badminton, right?
Oh, God. Why? We're doing a sports romance? Oh, fucking hell. Oh, no. 2025 is fucked. Can we cancel the year? What's 2026 look like?
I don't want to look that far into the future, Rem, because right now I'm still scared of 2025, personally.
Why, so am I, if this is how we're starting. You had the opportunity to be a beacon of light in the darkness, Sean, and instead of doing that, you have taken a dark path. You have further enshrouded the world in shadow.
Well, Rem, if you like, I could break format and just tell you how high this show is rated before we start talking about it.
It's fucking rated by weebs. That's not a meaningful metric.
Yeah, you seem to be very upset when weebs rate things at all. So I don't know what you want from me, man. This is one of the highest rated shows of the fall season.
Oh God! All right. Let's. What are we watching, Sean? What shitty sports romance are we watching?
Well, it's more of a romance sports, Rem. The sports is very much like the secondary factor.
Okay.
It just so happens that the two main characters are sports nuts. That's all.
Yep.
But no, the anime we're going to be watching today is simply titled Ao no Hako, or Blue Box.
Uh.
You seem confused, Rem.
Well, there's not a lot there, so I'm still just.
Yeah, it's just called Blue Box. Not to be confused with Blue Lock as well. That
also a terrible show.
I mean, well, hey, first of all, you don't know if the show is terrible.
Okay.
Blue Lock was fucking terrible. We still occasionally get emails about that one too, actually. Rem, people are like, how can you dislike Blue Lock? I'm like, dog, it is sports Attack on Titan, and it's worse than Attack on Titan, so.
Like, it didn't have a lot going for it. It had a general premise, but then it didn't even commit to it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, Blue Box is about our two main characters, Chinatsu Kano and Taiki Inomata. And Taiki is kind of like our main central dude protagonist, and he is he's in high school and he loves to play badminton. He's a member of the badminton team, and that's his passion, is constantly rushing to school early in order to perfect his skills and play some badminton. But of course, since this is a romance show, he also has a lovely other little motivating factor for showing up to school early to practice, and that's the girls' basketball team also shows up early to practice. And who else is on that but his crush being Chinatsu Kano, excuse me. And it is a lovely little coming-of-age romance story about these two characters, Taiki being super interested in Chinatsu and admiring her from her perseverance and her commitment to her craft and wanting to improve his craft himself. You know, motivating each other both in a romantic way as well as in a sports way, a wanting to improve themselves, wanting to be better people, you know, inspiring each other through their actions as well as who they are as people.
Sure.
You're just so not receptive, Rem.
Well, I mean, look, you've given me the most generic sports romance plot I could imagine. And historically, those are two genres that on this podcast I've not enjoyed the anime of.
Well, hey, that's why maybe this combination is going to be what does it.
Oh.
Because, Rem, let me also clarify, the one anime that everybody wanted me to show you from the fall season, again, I'm holding off, possibly for a collab with some of our favorite people, because it's that important. The one we're watching today is the highest rated of the last season that is a brand new standalone anime. Because, Rem, would you have preferred I showed you the most recent season of Bleach?
Oh, God, no. Of course not.
Okay. Would you have preferred I show you the most recent season of Blue Lock?
Sean.
Or maybe is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon season 4? Would you have preferred that?
First of all, season 4, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But
oh no, excuse me, season 5. My bad.
But second of all, it's a trick you commonly do where you're like, oh, Remington, how can you complain about the cyanide in your soup? All right. There could also have been fresh manure in there, and I'm like, okay, sure, but I don't want to sip on the cyanide still.
Well, Rem, it's a new year, and unfortunately, with the way these things have gone and our recording schedule, I can't show you anything from the winter season because it hasn't fucking started yet. So we've got to do something new from the fall season. I can't show you anything that's higher rated than this because it's either being held off for a collab or because it's a later season of a previous show. And the only other thing on here, like, this is a season filled with a bunch of fucking either trashy isekais, which I know you don't want, or a variety of romances. So really, Ram, I'm giving you the best thing I can.
Let me go on the record. To any fans of this show, Sean has done a shit job of selling it. We have just gotten some lousy whataboutism up in this bitch, which does not inspire confidence. I'm hoping that somehow, some way, it is actually a decent show, just with a poor salesman.
It's hard to do a good sales pitch, Rem, for a simple premise show when you're this negative about it.
There's nothing for me to be positive about. You've
A
given
cute
me
little
nothing.
wholesome show about two people motivating each other and possibly falling in love? What's not to be positive about that?
Because it's a generic ass sports anime.
If it makes you feel better, which I know it won't, because everything I say seems to drag you further into the abyss, this is a very popular manga from Shonen Jump.
That doesn't make it better.
I don't know what you want from me, Rem. I don't know what you want. I had to pick something from the season, and that's just what we landed on. I gave you a super shit one from the season already, and now I'm giving you a really good one.
The audacity of this man.
We can pivot, Rem. I can show you one of the shitter shows listed if you like. Like, let's see, there's one here called 365 Days to the Wedding, about an office couple that just decides to get married so that they don't have to be transferred.
The audacity of this motherfucker to coerce me this way, to try and, I mean, it's blatant extortion, folks.
Or you know what your issue is, Ram? Not enough isekai. I understand.
God damn
So
this
perhaps
man.
you want to watch, let's see, The Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor. That seems like more your speed, doesn't it?
Let it be on the record. We are starting 2025 arguing in bad faith, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we're bringing in the year. That's the tone we're setting.
I entirely blame you. Or, hey, the One Piece anime is getting a remaster of the Fishman Island arc. Would you like to watch that instead,
Why
Rob?
does it need a remaster? It's still going. It's 1 million episodes. What the fuck?
Because, let me tell you right now, the animation was real fucking shit at that time period. Real fucking shit.
Oh,
Toei
God.
was not trying for about a decade. Like,
Guys, all right. Listeners, look, let's go watch the anime. I just want the listeners to know. They know what's going on. They can hear it. They get it.
look, it's not my fault that they really want the Dan Dan episode, but I wanted to save it for a collab so that I can be more social and be a good fucking social media person, alright? Also, the Flop Boys love us. How dare you not like the Flop Boys, sir?
I never said I didn't like the Flop Boys.
That's what I'm waiting for, you son of a bitch!
The audacity of this motherfucker to avoid all of my reasonable and fair points and spew back sophistry and bullshit. Look, I speak for the people, and the people are not fooled by such shenanigans, Mr. Rollins.
You want to watch Fairy Tail instead?
Fuck you. Let's get into the episode. Let's go watch.
Without further ado,
This is short, this sports, whatever the fuck.
let's go watch some Blue Box, shall we? And we are back after watching 3 whole episodes of the hit 2024 anime, Ao no Hako or Blue Box. And Remington, are you still as pessimistic as you were in the first half? Or is this just going to be another episode of us fighting like a married couple again?
Look, Sean, I'm sure we both said things we regret in part one. All right? Neither of us wanted to start the year that way.
No, it was very much like I didn't get to visit my family for the holidays this year, but that is exactly what I would imagine visiting my extended family would have felt like.
But hey, look, now we have an entire second half of the episode to maybe make amends.
Ooh, that's a very strong maybe you've got going on right there, Ram.
But on to Blue Box. Blue Box shows that Japan has made a recent discovery, or rather, adopted something from good old America. All right,
Okay.
and that's the Hallmark movie.
Oh, I see.
What the Hallmark movie? You know, it's gonna be simple, cliche, saccharine, sweet, all the familiar beats. And that's just how it is. That's just how it goes. It's very much what it says on the tin. You're not gonna get much depth or complexity or nuance. It's just going to be marketable and sweet. And so Blue Box, similarly, Very marketable and sweet.
I see.
I've not insulted Blue Box.
I don't know. I feel like you have a little bit. There aren't exactly a whole lot of Hallmark movie fans out there, Rem.
But those who are fans love it. And weirdly, I'm going to say it, all right?
Okay.
Super Hallmark fans share a lot of resemblance to a lot of weebs.
Oh, dear.
Because in both camps, you're given the exact same sawdust and you say, yes, sir, give me some more. So really, maybe there's more overlap than we initially considered. Here's the deal with Blue Box. So you got your two protagonists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Taiki and, where's the emphasis on her name?
Chinatsu.
Chinatsu, okay. And so you got those two, and boy, oh boy, they're super into each other. Let me quickly cover their personalities. Taiki likes badminton, works hard, and he likes Chinatsu because she likes basketball and works hard. So I've covered their characters. That sums them up pretty well, I think.
I see.
Which you'll notice that's not a lot to go off of. And don't get me wrong, this show is good at making you think that it's a little bit deeper because it has like pretty visuals. It's well polished. It'll have like cute moments that make you think it says anything about either of their characters, even when they don't. And it has sentimental music all the time, and it's like nice music. And so it's easy for it to sort of hijack your brain into making you think you're seeing something greater. Greater or more impactful or deeper than it actually is. But that is the totality of their characters. There's not an inkling of any. I guess you can also say that Taiki always nervous around the girl he likes. So we have that groundbreaking addition to make. There's just genuinely not much more about those two.
Not much more about the main characters themselves in those first three episodes.
Do you have any other personality traits you would like to add on?
Not that any of that show up in the first 3 episodes. I will also confess I am caught up in the manga for this one.
And so ultimately it just feels very, very safe and sweet and simple. And for me, a bit boring, which is why I make the Hallmark comparison, because it's just like, yeah, here's a generally sweet story that hits all the cliches. If you're into that, you're into that. There's a little bit more. Of course, we have the sports and we have a supporting cast, right?
Yeah.
And so with the sports, they seem to somewhat care about 1.5 of the 3 sports. There's 3 sports, right?
Yep.
Taiki plays badminton. Chinatsu, she does basketball. And then there's another character, Hina, who is an extremely amazing gymnast.
Yep.
It does not care. It does not give a single shit about Hina being a gymnast, right? Gymnastics is...
It does, just later.
Gymnastics is on the back burner hard.
I mean, yeah, for the first handful of episodes, yeah.
But look, Sean, you can't criticize the number of episodes I watched. That was your choice.
I wanted a quick and easy start because we were falling behind because of the holidays. And you always bitch and moan about watching more than 3 episodes, so I figured, we'll do a classic 3-episode test on this one and see if he has anything nice to say, but already we're getting back into bickering family mode, I feel.
I haven't said anything terrible about Blue Box. The show cares a little bit more about basketball, and it obviously cares the most about badminton. And it's kind of relevant, and there's some good stuff in here. Most notably, I like when Taiki acknowledges that he's not just playing badminton to impress the girl. He genuinely enjoys it and wants to be better at it. So I do like that there's a certain degree of independence there. It's the only ounce of independence, but it's there, and I like it and I appreciate it. I don't think I have anything more to say about the main couple.
Okay.
I think I am completely out of things. Like, they just have miscellaneous, vaguely cute moments that, you know, they're pretty paint by numbers, but nothing bad. But there are some other interesting characters.
Okay.
All right. Like for example, Hina. Hina has more personality than the two protagonists combined, easily.
I see.
And like they're going like an extra quirky route with her, which not my favorite direction to go, as well as a pseudo love triangle. But like, come on now.
Yeah, no, hey.
Who are you trying to fool?
I mean, hey, people who started the series, we all know. We all know from the get-go that Hina had no fucking shot. Know.
It's
I've seen a lot of romance anime. Oh no, a childhood friend character who loves the protagonists. Ooh,
yep.
Man, they've got no shot. Hopefully, throughout the rest of the series, they actually have some development and growth that makes them their own characters, and they come to terms with the fact that they can't be with the person that they've been crushing on for years. And whether or not they do that well is going to be the clincher there.
Yep. So even though they have a somewhat cliche, like quirky personality, they at least have personality traits. They exhibit behavior that's interesting and compelling, and they interact with many different characters, right? And it's just a good time. All right. They're compelling and interesting. There's also a pseudo love rival, Haruyu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, oh no, he's getting close with Chinatsu. Is there something going on? And like, obviously not. I don't. Mm-hmm. The show is really bad at doing any bait and switches because it's just so blatant.
Yeah.
And so I don't. It's like, surprise, surprise. It turns out, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I was aware. I did. Why are you treating it like it's supposed to be a surprise? It really wasn't. But they present him as a bit of a love rival, and he's also like a badminton player and a really good one. And he's thus far mostly just been used to help push Taiki as a badminton player. And as it reveals, he's actually a bit more humble than you'd expect from this type of role. And he's actually genuinely interested in helping out Taiki become a better player and helping to push him. Which, yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty solid. Good shit there.
Mm-hmm.
If every character, particularly the main two, was as good as Haruyu or Hina, or just as compelling, oh my god, this would be such a great show. And with this show, I've complimented far more than I haven't. All right,
it's true.
I've talked about the pretty visuals. I've talked about the great music. I've talked about some real solid side characters, some generally cute scenes. Overall, the show has quite a bit of polish. It introduces nuance into some circumstances. It's just that the romance at the core of it all is pretty bland and cliche, and that it's like getting a lovely. You go to a fancy restaurant, Sean. All right, and for a little bit of dessert, you're gonna get some chocolate lava cake. Ooh la la! And so you get this chocolate lava cake, and it looks decadent and splendid. And it's finely crafted with all of the finest ingredients, except for the molten core, which is unfortunately old Hershey's they had out back. And you're like, oh, that doesn't seem quite up to the same level of quality as everything else. The presentation is still good, but, it's unfortunate that that's the heart of the thing. I think, like, this main couple, they'd be a great secondary couple. That'd be fine. I'd be like, oh, look how cute and wholesome this secondary couple is. As I watch the main thing that's going on and give a shit about it. But I can't muster up any amount of investment into our protagonists because it's just so cliche. It hits all of the same shit. Oh, well, you get yet another random misunderstanding because he can't talk to the girl he has a crush on even when she's living with him. Oh, he put his foot in his mouth again. Oh no. I've seen this in literally every other romance anime. All right? Hell, the only reason that I'm giving the sports elements a pass, because even that is also very generic, because it is just, I want to be the best, is because it's a secondary element. And I think it's okay to have those elements be a little bit cliche if they're secondary. But if they're primary, you gotta do something. You gotta do something better. You gotta make something more interesting. So it's unfortunate that despite this show doing so much that is interesting and compelling and good, and it's a beautiful show, and it has quite a bit of polish. The fact that it has a very disappointing emotional core means that the rest kind of falls apart.
Interesting. So you're saying that if, for whatever reason, the emotional core of this relationship that you are not impressed with throughout the course of the show was to improve and actually become something different and unique, then the show itself would have a good overall vibe to it.
That would need to be the main criteria, yeah. And asterisk, one that can't take place over an insanely extended period where they slow burn the fuck out of the obvious relationship that basically exists the whole time. Mm-hmm. Which thus far seems like the direction they're going. And yeah, really that's the major one. That's the major one. They need to introduce some interesting shit very soon. But I feel like if they did, first of all, it would need to be by episodes 4 through 6. If they had done it through episodes 4 through 6, I feel like you would have had me watch those episodes. I don't think you'd cut me short. The episode before the main couple actually becomes interesting. I don't think that would happen. Because then you'd be fucking crucified.
Yeah, no.
If it happens, it's gonna be down the line.
Hey, but as somebody who's caught up in the manga, it's way down the line.
That's too much. You can't be like, hey, I know that the main core of this whole show is cliche and boring, and you've seen it a million times. All right. But if you just keep watching it for eternity, then eventually there's a line at the end. No, just go watch a good romance. Just go watch a good romance that starts out good and interesting.
I will say, the core central aspect has a bit of a slowness to it, but there are other tertiary elements that I enjoy. I actually enjoyed a lot of the sports elements of it, and again, like I said, I'm caught up in the manga, so it's a little while before they start deeply acknowledging each other, but they have a lot of personal growth throughout the things as well, which is nice. But that's I can understand where you're coming from.
But all of that is also just expected from the genre. If they didn't, that would make it worse, but them having it doesn't necessarily indicate that it's gonna be a great show. This show, it's has more good qualities than it has bad, but the bad qualities it has are the much more important ones. Also, I do have to note this because it's my brand now. It's got some weird water. It's got some weird water, this time from a faucet.
I see.
Weird water coming out of that faucet. Looks a bit like goo. Looks a bit like there's jelly in the water. Don't like that. It was pretty weird water. Also, sometimes most of the secondary stuff is pretty decent. Sometimes there are just really fucking stupid moments. My favorite one might be in episode 1, right? Mm-hmm. Where he at one point he feels her hands and is like, oh, she's a little bit cold because they've been waiting outside for a little bit, right, in the cold. And then later, after they've been working out inside for a long time, they touch hands again, and he's like, maybe it's just working out, but her hands were warmer. Well, yeah, motherfucker. That's not a cute little insight. You were waiting outside in the cold for who knows how long, and compared to working out indoors for hours. What are you? They play it off as some weird, cute moment, and it's just that one was just stupid. All right, most of them are cliche, but fine. That one was outright dumb.
Fair enough.
If you replace the protagonist of this, man, it could be so good and compelling. And you don't need to do a lot, right? Because I think some people will interpret this as being like, oh, Remington finds a wholesome romance boring. No, you can have a super wholesome romance, all right? Just give them more personality, more character, and then I'm set. Right now, it's not the wholesomeness that's the problem. I can appreciate and admire that. I love that shit. It's the bland that's the issue. Wholesome isn't bland. Wholesome can be compelling and interesting and nuanced and thematically resonant. It can be all of these beautiful, lovely things. In this case, it's not many of them, at least from what I've seen. So that this is how we're bringing in the new year, by me having to qualify a million times. But I can just tell because this has like the production value behind it, any weeb who's into any romance anime, first of all, you will enjoy it, or you have enjoyed it, and you will be on my fucking ass. You'll be
they're
my
gonna come
ass.
for you, bad. They're like, oh, how dare you not like my badminton basketball romance? How dare you? How dare you say completely accurate statements about it? You son of a bitch.
Look, there was like a hot minute there where I was hopeful because I was like, oh man, look at this production value. Look at this polish. They seem to really give a shit. And they do give a shit. They're I don't know what went wrong in the creative process, because clearly they're willing to create nuance and depth. They've done it with other characters and in other circumstances. I don't know why they dropped the ball with the protagonist, and it's kind of baffling to me. Look, all right, I think I have a quota for like maximum 3 more romantic protagonists who can't talk to women, and that's their whole personality and the whole plot. I cannot endure many of those before I perish off of this earth. There's been too many. And you may recognize that that's all of them.
Yeah, it's almost like, man, if you compare things, like, I don't know, I feel like watching 16 hours of a show would also be pretty bad, wouldn't it, Rem?
Look, Sean, you can't bring... Look, okay, all right. April Fool's is a no man's land, all right? That's... That has no bearing on what should happen in the normal episodes.
Really? Interesting. What about all the April Fool's episodes that are normal episodes?
Hey, look, Sean, it's just different. All right, we have April Fool's over here. And if anything, April Fool's is largely a retaliation for a year's worth of bullshit that you inflict me through.
I see.
So you can't then take revenge on the revenge. It just doesn't add up, Sean. It doesn't make sense. It's not right. It's not justified. But we're not here to fight.
We're here to love each other. Rem. That's why family gets together during the holidays. Oh, God. Can you believe that there's some people that actually believe we don't like each other?
Oh, crazy. Truly crazy.
I know.
Just because we say things like, I fucking hate you, oh my God, I want you dead, it's crazy.
I know. Yeah. People overreact to things. I know that's just how friendships are.
My God.
Okay, Rem. Well, if you had to guess, what do you think the Mal score for Blue Box is?
Oh, God. Do I think there's any camp who sees things as I see? I'm skeptical. I think the sentimental music obscures it to all the weebs.
I see.
They hear that music. They see the smallest bit of lens flare and zoom on a well-designed character, and they're like, oh man, it's a masterpiece. 8.1.
8.1. Final answer?
Yep.
All right, Rem. Currently, at the time of recording, Blue Box, it's going to have a total of 25 episodes. I believe that might be split over 2 cores, but I don't know for certain. And currently, only 33,000 people have rated it. All right. And with those 30,000 people, Blue Box is sitting nice and pretty at a 8.30.
God damn. I thought there might be the smallest contingent on my side. Nope. Not even a little bit.
I see. Well, hey, look, man. If you want, let me tell you what the first negative review says about this.
Okay.
Just to see if they agree with you.
I'm hoping they're rational, but so often the negative reviews are also stupid as fuck, and then I have to further qualify my position and be like, no, they're a dumb fuck, but also I agree with their rating.
Let's see. This person also only watched 3 episodes.
All right, so we should be completely in line.
Blue Box is like if someone threw a love story into a sports anime blender and forgot to hit mix.
No, I think they're just trying to be clever with that, because that way, if anything, implies that the base is a sports anime, which I don't think it is. I think the base is a romance anime. Or that those elements don't touch, and they do. I don't think that. Yeah, no, I don't think they're cooking with that.
Yeah,
that
they
analogy.
also gave it a 1 out of 10.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think they're trying to be quippy rather than accurate with that.
Yep. Yeah, the whole review flows like that. And they're complaining about the badminton rackets being shot regularly because, cinematography is bad, I guess. Look, man, you're very good at describing why you dislike a show. A lot of people are not.
Yeah. Yes.
I, for one, quite enjoy it, but I mean, I know my flaws. I know who I am.
And hey, I think it's reasonable that most people will like this as a look. All right, it's okay to like Hallmark. It's okay to like Hallmark. It's okay to enjoy it and to just be swept away in the saccharine sweetness. All right, especially if it was like, oh, a Hallmark movie, but it's actually for some reason was given a budget with the same script. And a lot of people enjoy it, and that's fine. If you start being like, oh man, this is some peak cinema, then I might have some questions for you. I might have some pushback at that point.
Oh, yeah,
but it's okay if you like it.
Yeah, like, people aren't chomping at the bit to expound on how much they love this show. If people mention, they're like, oh, I really like that show. But it's not one of those shows of the season where it's like, okay, these are the things you absolutely have to watch every single time. Because I'll be honest, this season has some very good, continuing seasons and one really great new show, and then a lot of stinkies, a lot of stinkers, a lot of things that I'd rather not have to watch and review. But guess who's watched a lot of them?
Yep.
And hey, Rem, trust me when I say I'm trying to start things out well for you. The show may not have done everything you wanted, but let me just tell you, I could have started this year with so much that would have you would have been very angry with me. Essentially, you would have taken back my Christmas present. Is how upset you would have been with me.
Oh fuck.
But hey, no worries. That's not happening. That didn't happen this episode, and it's probably not going to happen next week.
Oh, ooh, how intriguing.
Yeah. Because who knows what next week will have.
Hopefully at least one of us. Hopefully one out of the
that'd
two
be
of
wild.
us.
That'd be wild. It's like, shit, I didn't prepare an episode. Chat GPT, pick an anime for me. One Piece? Fuck. No. A consumable anime in a short period of time. Chat GPT, God, you're useless. Stop killing trees. All right, then I guess my final question for you, Rem, is any chance you want to watch a little more Blue Box?
I think I'm all right.
Well, we'll see. We'll see as soon as this episode comes out and the emails come in. That's when we'll decide.
Jesus Christ.
But until then, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy us starting the new year like the bickering couple that we really are, then please leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. They mean the world to us, and we do read every single one. And if that is not enough for you, twitch.tv/anime out of context, where myself, Dylan, and Remington occasionally play video games very poorly. And if that is still not enough for you, patreon.com/anime out of context, where you gain access to all kinds of lovely bonus material, including having the opportunity to be thanked live on the podcast. So, Rem, who are we thanking this week?
As always, we would like to send our regards to all of our bland bitch protagonists, as well as our magical girls, who we really appreciate. But moving on, we get to our yandere waifus, who we think are trying to fuck over our love lives, but are actually just trying to make us better badminton players. And on that list, we have Rem and Chan make sweet, sweet love, says Misaka. Yokeling Hokel, Yandere Neko, Wolfire 56. Why would you never bring an enthusiastic Sean Rollins to a cosplay party? Because they will always be aroused by the occasion. Where's our DBC review,
What?
you ginger fuck? Wes Kane, welcome to Anime in Full Complete Context, the show where we're skipping season 1 to meet the sister, says Misaka. We wish you a Merry Rismas, we wish you a Merry Rismas, we wish you a Merry Rismas with a brain rot goon year. You a Merry, says Misaka, excited. Watching Requiem for Spoon Man at 0.5 speed. Waiting for Rem to like sports anime, says Misaka. Variant, totally good. Titan CNH. The Susanator. The Spoon Man's Thousand Island Stare. The Flying Spaghetti Monster. The Danish Viking will conquer the world with Roronorazoro as my navigator. The Capybara is fated to be a strange fake. The bird's name is Cat, says Misaka, bemused at her own joke. That smut has no place in fairy tales, 100 girlfriends. Turban. Sweden is not cold, it's only negative 25 degrees Celsius, says Misaka. Super Zoo. Strife 54849, aka hell yeah, my life savings finally exceed $10. Time to spend it all on Rev's healthcare. Don't spend it all. Just a little, just a tiny portion. Stacy's mom. Sean wants to give Spoon Man a thank and yang. Sean tasted Rem's rainbow, says Misaka. Sean Cho Rem Kaguya-sama dubbed in My Life is Yours. Sean's social security is 777-69420. Sean ruined my happy sugar life when he fucked birds and fucked bad, says Misaka. Sean, I might have creepy nuts, but at least they are both still there. It's that accusing Sean of only having one nut? One nut Rollins?
No, it's a reference to the anime people want us to cover.
What?
Don't worry about it. It'll all be clear when we cover it.
Okay, so they don't know yet about your single nut.
I am not the protagonist of that anime.
Hashtag one nut Rollins. All right.
I don't like that.
Sean cut my hand off in practice, says Misaka level 6. Sarah from the Shark plushie, Ryan Moody, Ross Palmer, Rhiannon Williams. Remington uses the deer crackers of liberation. Remington loves birds a bit too much, says Misaka. Remington is right. Rem uses the drums of liberation to free all weeps from bad anime. Rem hit rock bottom is still on top of Sean. Rem doesn't completely hate my favorite shows. Red Venom, Professor Fox, PJ Turtle, Pockwell Musico. Oh, Rem, says Misaka, disappointed. No, there has to be another hamster, says Misaka. Next week's collab with Shonen Flop will end with someone eating the icky cookie. What is the icky cookie? My favorite dinosaur is the Triceratops. Misaka, says Mikasa. Make Rem boy watch Kino's Journey, the 2003 one, the good one. Macaroni Uchiha, Lucky Star is the king of Moe. Link Joe Girl, the Nerd 98. Cassidy, joining for Chuckle Fuckmas, says Misaka. Jax, Jam Hands. Jake Dent, I'm an Accelerator fan, says Misaka. I'll be on episode 372, says Misaka. I tripped over my dongs and thongs. I lust for Sean's little nipples, says Misaka. I can't believe I made an account for this. Glenn Michael Dolan, G-Thing72, Fern the Fern, Farmer Weeb wants to wish everybody a happy new year. Erica McCorkle, Elijah and the Bear, says Misaka. Don't shock the hamster, says Misaka. Diana Madrid, says Misaka. Darth Gator, Danielle Riot, Dan. Daddy Rem, tell me a bedtime story, says Misaka. Cut myself and scream for their insanity. Comrade JC, Cheese Monkey. Cat girls are best girls, so give me them cute little paws. Brockhart for geodudes, except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. Boring Siren. Blackout drunk before butt stuff, says Misaka. Bitch love cannons. Bento Kato. Anti-chicken boy tells Iroh to not bang his sister. And every day that Raven comes to visit, says Misaka. AJ Tunnels. Aisha Gucci. Alios. Academy City needs some yokai, says Misaka, feeling sulky that she doesn't have a kitsune for a sidekick. A moe piece of trash. Show Rem a certain scientific railgun, you cunt, says Misaka.
I did.
We're done. And now we move on to the Boy Wizard tier. What are they going to get this week, Sean?
Oh man, this week they're going to get some Hallmark movies. Thank you for making that easy for me.
Perfect. We have, whoops, I forgot to change my username for a month and called Sean a cuck for a month.
You're going to get specifically from the years 2000 to 2015 because, I can't help but feel like we might have this comparison in the future. They're going to get A Storm in Summer.
Umbrasite.
Personally Yours, aka Wilderness Love. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Wow. Truckoon operator number 42.
Interesting. How about The Hound of the Baskervilles?
Together, everyone together. Come on, let's have some fun, says Misaka.
The Christmas Secret, aka Flight of Reindeer.
Why are there AKAs? I don't understand.
Some of these have apparently 2 titles.
The Strange Man is Saddened by Dr. Jones' Death.
Second Honeymoon.
That Mouse Girl.
The Monkey King, aka The Lost Empire.
Spoon Man the Aristocrat.
The Sign of 4?
Spooky, scary Sammy Casey's You Shiver with Anticipation.
The Royal Scandal.
Silent Secondary.
Snow White, the Fairest of Them All.
Samantha Loves You, Daddy Sean.
A Town Without Christmas.
Monogatari is a masterpiece, Misaka said with a poised look.
The Sons of Mistletoe.
Misaka thinks Sean will want to show Railgun S after April Fool, says Misaka, while Misaka runs around.
Oh, man. We are very grateful for all the Misakas that contributed this year.
There's lots of happy birds.
Lots of very happy birds. They get stranded.
Let's see. Misaka thinks Rem needs to watch Railgun S, says Misaka, as Misaka nods in agreement.
Roughing It.
Misaka is a regulation listener that used to listen to Face Jam, but now listen to 100% Eat, says Misaka.
Johnson County War.
Mike.
Hans Christian Andersen, My Life is a Fairy Tale.
Miguel DeLeon.
The Case of the Whitechapel Vampire.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
Santa Jr.
It's time for the last order, says Misaka, as Misaka nods in agreement.
Snow Queen, the 2-part miniseries.
It's December and time for the sisters, says Misaka, as Misaka decorates the tree.
The Last Cowboy.
Hopping on the Monogatari train, because why not?
I am too immature for this title. Love Comes Softly.
Oh, Hidden Otaku.
Straight from the heart.
Dracula United member Captain Beagleboy.
Audrey's Reign.
Krauskirk.
The King and Queen of Moonlight Bay.
Crimson Reapers just because of the sides.
Hard Ground.
Carver 271.
Apparently Burt Reynolds was in that one. Mystery Women.
Oh, Sean's favorite kind. His two favorite things, mystery boxes and mystery women.
Combined into one, huh?
Butler Rat Herd Railgun Season 2 for the Bird, says Miska from afar. Last week, Animates found a trash baby. Listen to this week to know what happened.
Is Mackenzie doing okay? Monster Makers.
Blood Cell thinking about changing his name from Power Cell, but is worried about the mitochondria joke, says Miska.
A Time to Remember.
Beethoven 1201.
This sounds like a meme from today. It's called Finding John Christmas.
Oh man, I love John Christmas, the inventor of Christmas.
Yeah.
Anime physics, E equals M titty squared, says Miska.
Just Desserts.
Animated Z.
A Place Called Home.
Also, you get the big ole.
A Long Shot.
All Father returns to wish everyone a Merry What the? It's already January? Fuck, happy MLK Jr. Day or something, I guess.
Life on Liberty Street.
And now we move on to the inappropriate Joey Wheeler tier, where shit. Sean will give a what genre of movie you are, and I will hallmarkify it. We start with Spiffy's Mouse Sona.
Okay. Let's go with a thriller suspense.
All right, and so what you're going to get, right? It's just a lovely cute. You get a lovely cute meet cute. This couple, they meet each other. Oh, stumble into each other. Papers fall. Oh no, they collect the papers part ways. Oh, but the papers got mixed up, and unfortunately, one half of those papers were classified documents on an assassination that is planned. And it is imperative that those papers do not get out to a single soul. And so, unfortunately, this blooming romance is now going to have to be cut short if our national security is to be preserved. Next up, we got shout out.
I would watch that. I don't know why, but I feel like I would.
Shout out to our new social media manager running our Anime Context Blue Sky account. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm gonna do my weekly check on our Blue Sky account and see how it's doing.
Let's see.
It seems to be doing great.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. They have. I didn't see this before, but they even have a funny post about April Fools. So they're nailing it. For me, it's so much more enjoyable that we don't run it.
I mean, to be fair, Rem, you didn't really have much influence on it in the first place anyways.
It's true.
Oh, God, and yeah, I mean, hey, they're doing a better job than we are.
What genre do they get?
They get cosmic horror.
Oh, cosmic horror.
Yeah.
Do you ever just look out and think, man, I love the whole universe, right? You just feel that expansive universal love. Well, what happens when the universe loves you back? And what happens if it's a very jealous universe? Next up, we got...
I feel like I would watch that.
That could be dope as hell. Next up, we got Rowdy-O.
They can have, a Western.
Western. All right. So, have you heard of Brokeback Mountain? This is the same exact plot, but add a third one. They're a thruple now.
Polyback Mountain?
Polyback Mountain. Last but not least, we have Don't Worry, the Devil Won't Come in You. I found his satanic condom.
Fuck. You get, an Easter movie.
Honey, that great movie genre. The Easter
films,
movie.
Yeah.
What happens when an Easter rabbit and a peep meet up and make sweet, sweet love. This one's erotic. This one's an erotic Hallmark movie.
I see. Hallmark After Dark.
Yeah, Hallmark After Dark. Hey, you have, look, he's the bunny man. He needs to fuck like a rabbit, and the peep wants to get pounded. I don't know what to tell you, all right? They do some S&M shit. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to reach out for a comment, question, feedback, or recommendation, you can tweet out at AnimeConPod on Twitter or send an email over to animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to recover from that. Thanks again so much for tuning in. We love and appreciate you very, very much. And as always, don't fuck your sister.
Do 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 do.